Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host, the Evening Moose. And before we get started, please remember, the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily the views of the SCV, its GEC, nor in divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? Coming from you live from my vacation is Look Around the Confederation. So if you notice that Moose is back in a bed, we're just not going to talk about it. Okay. Good. All right. Make sure you share this episode out because we did broadcast for a while there before I realized I could do the show tonight, that it was canceled. So some people might not know we're having Look Around tonight and are thinking we're having a rewatch. So please share this out immediately so it can get out to everybody. Because again, we did say for a while we canceled it before Conroe somehow managed to make these two memes in a matter of seconds. I'm impressed. But when the chat needed him most, he reappeared. And then for the promotion tonight, it was Super Moose with the SCV chat logo in the middle. I want to thank him for that. Really thank him for that. But I hope everybody's doing well. Again, please share this out. No, I cannot bid this bet off. It's not my bed. Again, I'm on vacation, so I own nothing in this room but that red little jacket you see back there. So we are not selling off anything, Victor. Not a dead gum thing. All right. Make sure again to share it out. We got a good bit of news tonight we're going to run through. Tonight's episode will be a bit shorter. Again, I am on vacation. I apologize for that. So we're going to do a bit shorter of an episode than we usually do. But I'm not going to, how do I say this? I'm not going to cheap y'all on the news. We still got a good bit of news to talk about. Starting, of course, with the first annual Yellow Hammer Jammer, sponsored by the Alabama Division of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, will be held on September 30th, 2023 at 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Confederate Memorial Park in Marbury, Alabama. Music performances by Mutt Cooper, Allie Knight, Brendan Young, and Unreconstructed. Past Commander-in-Chief, the Lone Ranger, Chuck McMichael, will be our keynote speaker. Food and drinks available, games for kids and adults, door prizes, historical presentations, and many other activities. Bring your ice cream freezers, pop-up tents, and lawn chairs because it's going to be a great day in Alabama. Hot dog eating contest for adults and kids, and no administration fee to enter the park. It will be a good day of family fun. So make sure you tune into Alabama for that one. We have the past Commander-in-Chief, the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV, Paul Gramlin Jr. Good to see you, sir. Again, please share this out. Some people might have not gotten word we uncanceled the show. Let's see here. All right, next bit of news, we'll be going to the private William Riley Milton camp that on July 11th, they will be having Historian-in-Chief Forrest S. Dawes speaking at their camp. I think he's a pretty good speaker, if I do say so myself, so I would make sure you can attend if you're around the area. Of course, I will be throwing out the contact information for their camp commander soon, actually for the next bit of news. So make sure you write that down. This all goes under the umbrella of Camp 741. They sent in a bit of news. So please try to attend if you can. That camp does a lot of great events, so I'm hoping that they have a great day. One day I hope to dress like the legend himself. I don't know if anybody can get to that level, Victor. It will be a hard day. On the next bit of news, and going back to it, on October 7th in Pinewood Cemetery at 11 a.m. in Daytona Beach, Florida, the Private William Riley Milton Camp 741 will be having a headstone dedication for its namesake. The grandson of Private William Riley Milton will also be in attendance with other family members. They are asking anybody who wishes to attend to please contact their camp commander, Victor Smith, as his email is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave that there for a second. Let me see here, because I do know y'all have a bit of other news. Let me see if I can find that and jump down to it. Yes, and on September 12th, the Private William Riley Milton Camp 741 will have guest speaker the commander-in-chief himself, Jason Boshier. This will be the first time that the commander has spoke at their camp, so it will be an all-new thing and a great day in Florida. So again, please, if you're interested, go contact the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen and contact Camp Commander Victor Smith. All right. Let's see here. We got a bit of comments. It's actually... Commander Gremlin's being modest. It's hard to be the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV. He's been doing it for years. I feel sorry for whoever tries to follow in that man's footsteps when it comes to dressing up for SCV events. He always is the best-dressed man in the room. Speaking of this weekend, though, we have the Forest Homecoming and Southern Heritage Festival. Cavalry, infantry, and artillery will be there. Historical speakers, music, entertainment, women's programs, Confederate silent auction, Southern sutlers, plus food and cold drinks. It will be this Saturday, June 17th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The next bit of information does come from the Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshier himself, as they will have speakers Dr. Michael Bradley, past Commander-in-Chief Larry McClooney, the Kennedy twins, and John Hill, who is a descendant of General A.P. Hill. We'll have music from Old South, Tater and Joe, Carl Jones, the Army of Tennessee councilman, and Marilyn Rude. They will, of course, again have artillery, infantry, and cavalry demonstrations. Vendors, demonstrators, and crewing list includes the SCV National, John Warren, Sam Davis Memorial Association, the Aunt Polly OCR chapter, Deborah Bettany, Sophie Hatter of the Sodie Hatter OCR chapter 4, Don Fraser, SCV Camp 215, John Simmons Davis OCR chapter 6, SCV Camp I love the Commander-in-Chief, Nathiel Cheers. I know y'all are giving me some crap in the comments. Caledonia Champman, the Tennessee OCR, Gregory Newsom, the Tennessee MOS&B, SCV Camp 2177, the Tennessee Backroad Heritage, Fred Hilley Leatherworks, Pat Godwin, and SCV Camp Cumberland Mountain Rifles. If that doesn't sound like a stacked event, I don't know what is. I did butcher some of the names. My apologies for that. We all know I do it. My only thing is I hope you go to the event and get better pronunciations of their names, because let me tell you, this event is a must not miss. If I wasn't on a trip with my family, I would be there right now getting ready for it. That's how big it is. So make sure you go out and support that great event this Saturday. And I hope to see some great pictures from there. Goodwill. Well, you did send a picture with that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There it is. There's the commander, or then Lieutenant Commander in Chief Jason Boshears, getting his tumbler with Camp Commander Victor Smith. I don't know if you were Camp Commander at the time, though. I've never seen him wear the same outfit twice either. Miss Linda says that he has a good woman that shops for him. That he does. The Dixie Moose Preservation Society will be hosting its first annual national reunion. Please contact Thomas Franklin for details. Y'all do know Thomas does not respond well to messages, right? Making him a point of contact is not well. It took me a full solid month of contacting him before he realized I even sent him a message. Thomas does not check his phone well. Yes, I do, Jack. All right. Ooh, let's not do that. All right. Let me get this link ready for y'all in the chat. Next, we have a fundraising project sent in by, of course, the SCV chat historian, Michael C. Hardy. And let me see here. I believe you have a picture to go with it, sir. There it is. All right. So we'll be having a fundraising event to get a stone for London Carter Hayes. He is a Speaker of the Tennessee House of Representatives, and he was a Confederate soldier. I believe his tombstone was either attacked when all of the other ones were, or he might not have ever had one. I don't have my notes out in front of me. Again, when I left, I didn't bring any of my SCV chat notes. I brought a lot of my SCV notes, ironically enough. But again, you're helping get a tombstone for a Confederate veteran. Again, that's something we all need to try to help out with. So again, the link is in the chat to get Mr. Hayes his tombstone, and of course give him something to honor him by. And this is a beautiful tombstone that they are trying to raise. So I suggest you try to help him out if you can. The next bit of news is from the Samuel H. Poe Camp, number 255. We have our challenge coins. These challenge coins are made especially to celebrate my camp's 30th anniversary of recharting. These are going to be $10 each. You can contact me, the Samuel H. Poe 255 Facebook page, or of course our camp commander, Forrest S. Dawes. You can, again, these help us out a lot, guys. We have some big projects my camp is working on. And of course, this helps us celebrate our 30th anniversaries. Supplies are limited. We don't have a lot of these challenge coins. So make sure you come find us, buy them up. I know Adam Southern's already got one. And he's a challenge coin collector. So this is a great item. So make sure you reach out to the Samuel H. Poe Camp number 255. Either it's Camp Adjutant, me, or you can reach our camp commander, Forrest S. Dawes. And we also have our own Facebook page. We have a question. I am actually sleeping on the bottom bunk of this bed because it is a lot bigger. This one up here is very small. It's made for small people. Most of you do not know this, but I am a surprisingly shocking big person. So no. This bottom bed has a lot of room. I am sleeping on the bottom bed. Commander-in-Chief Jason Bossears in the chat. He says, Mr. Hayes' headstone is a worthy project. I've donated, and I encourage all who can to do the same. Again, we talk about this all the time. Monuments are a headstone for the Confederate veterans that didn't make it home. That is where their wives, their sisters, their children can go and honor them. And of course, us, their descendants. This is the same principle, but you're getting it from Mr. Hayes. So please, if you can support this project, please, again, go out and support it. Not a lot of money. You don't have to donate a lot. $5, $10 there. We can all do that. We can all skip a McDonald's meal and cook in that night. And Send $5 to this great project. Again, the link is in the chat for that great project. All right, we got a good bit of news up for this next one. And this is from on June 10th, the Maryland Division SCV Color Guard participated in a rededication of Confederate monument in Mount Olive Cemetery in Frederick, Maryland. Now, the monument was dedicated in 1880 to honor the soldiers of the Confederacy who were killed in the battles of Montgomery and Antietam. I know I said that wrong. That hurts me. But I know how I am, so I'm just going to keep going. And who were buried at, of course, Mount Olive Cemetery. It stood for almost 140 years, but sadly, on June 20th, the original monument was vandalized with spray paint, and the soldier at the top was pulled down and destroyed by unknown individuals. This rededicated monument has now a new bronze statue of an angel on the top, and sculptured by past SCV commander of the Wellesley Culp Camp, Gary Carstell, who is famous for sculpting the General Longstreet Monument at Gettysburg. Wow, I did not know that. Cemetery will not allow, sadly, a new Confederate soldier to be at the top of the rededication, so Mr. Gary sculptured the angel on top that mirrored resemblance to a famous Confederate spy, Maryland resident, Rosie Greenhow. As a member, and this is from Mr. John, who's a member of the Maryland Division Color Sergeant, he talked about how it was a great honor to be there, and I could not agree more. Seeing a new monument go up is always great. I have a couple pictures of the monument. Here it is before the said attack, and of course, here it is after. And again, if this doesn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. And below is the new monument. It is a very beautiful monument, if I do say so myself. And again, I want to thank the Maryland Division and the UDC Fitzhugh Lee chapter for getting this monument back up and honoring the Confederate veterans of Maryland. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, no, if we talk about it, we'll be here all night. But I think we all know how it makes me feel, and it is enraging and extremely disrespectful to attack a cemetery, and it just shows you how our enemies think, sadly. And it also shows you the importance of sticking to the high ground like our ancestors would have wanted when fighting this Cold War for our heritage. They wouldn't want us to stoop to their levels because their levels are the deepest you can get. Very sad. Very sad indeed. Whew. I'll get my blood boiling if I'm not careful. All right, next bit of news comes from the J.O. Shelby Camp 1414 in the UDC chapter in Harrison, Arkansas, is having a Confederate memorial service for Reverend John Griffin at Home Cemetery on June 24th at 11 a.m. Immediately following the memorial service will be a bean feed at the Mary Mother of God Church Pavilion. They asked that everybody come join us. I'm going to take this down so you can screenshot this and get a better look at the program. And again, whenever you see something like this, sorry about that. Whenever you see something like this, it's always good to support those events. Anytime you see an SCV camp having an event, it is very important you try to show up and support it. I try my best to support any camp event I can. It's just always good to do. All right. Well, you're welcome, Jack. I'm glad that could happen for you. Yes, someone's hot pockets already, actually. All right, the next we have an announcement from the Captain J.J. Dickinson Camp 1387. They want everybody to know that they will be participating in the 4th of July parade sponsored by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office on, of course, July 4th of this year. The time will be 8:30 in the morning to decorate the float, and the parade starts at 10 a.m. The location will be Marriott Island High School in Merritt Island, Florida. All compatriots and friends are welcome. Feel free to come in uniform, period dress, or street clothes. Please participate and support our camp and our heritage. All participants will be brought back to their cars at the parade's end. If you have any questions, please contact Roy Hudson at, now write this email down, CSAVALOR51@gmail.com. These parades are very important to show out strong to. You always get a good crowd. So I would ask that everybody please show up and support the camp. As always, it's always good to show up to these events. All right. We are going to take a smidge of a Pop-Tart break and come back towards the end of our lovely news for the evening. But before we do, please remember tonight's Pop-Tart break sponsor. Let me get to them. The Kennedy Twins' newest book, Jefferson Davis' High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government. Of course, available at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. The link is in the chat now. And let's put up this lovely, lovely picture. Jefferson Davis' High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government. Jefferson Davis was the South's last real president and our last legitimate president. Why? Because according to the Declaration of Independence, limited governments are based upon the consent of the governed. Lincoln established the current political system using not the consent of the governed, but the bloody bayonet that was substituted for the free and voluntary consented. In 1861, Davis and the men of Gray fought for the same principles and freedoms as their colonial forefathers fought in 1776. Jefferson Davis was a plantation owner who used his resources to educate his slaves and prepare them for a day in which they could join Southern society as free and self-supporting citizens. As a statesman, he was often an outspoken advocate for the Constitution as written by the Founding Fathers and ratified by the sovereign states. Jefferson Davis made numerous requests for a trial on the charge of treason when he was caught by the Yankee government. But the victorious Yankees refused to give this to Davis. And through Davis, the South to this day wonder why. You can figure out all this and more in Jefferson Davis' High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government, available at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. Again, we want to thank the Kennedy Twins for sponsoring tonight's Pop-Tart break. And for the last time, we will be playing this video.
I got involved in the SCV because I was essentially born into the organization. My father was a camp commander when I was at a very young age. It is my birthright. My ancestors fought and bled and died. Because of their sacrifice, it gives me not only the eligibility to join, but it's my duty to join the organization. Their blood flows through my veins. Their struggles and triumphs are what made my family what it was, and in a sense made me who I am today. We're to defend the Confederate soldier's good name, that he fought for a noble cause, that he fought for his home, his wife, his children, and his descendants. We're to guard his history, which to me, it's the monuments, it's the headstones. as well as the actual written history of what happened during that war. If we don't pay attention to that history, we're gonna be doomed to repeat it. We're not just some history club. We are a fraternal organization who is essentially the last guardians whose duty it is to defend American and Southern history. I'm Connor Bond, and I'm a descendant of Captain Nathan W. Slay, a Confederate veteran.
You just watched for the last time Connor's face video on SCV chat. I've messed with him about it for years, and I think it is about time to let that horse ride off into the sunset. But he said a lot of nice things about me this week, and of course, for those who don't know, Connor went out of office as division commander this past Saturday. And if you want to know more, I would highly encourage and really ask you go watch Monday's episode, The Career of Connor Bond. We go over Connor's SCV career to today, everything he's done in the Mississippi Division and National. And it's very important. Please go support it. It's a very special episode to us here at SCV Chat. It was one of the episodes where we really, for people who don't like talking about ourselves, really, I know, shocker. Connor really opened up that night, and so please go support that episode, share it out, and let's give Connor a good viewing. He's going to really regret asking me to come do this episode. And of course, please make sure to share this episode out and go check out our sponsors, the Kennedy Twins' most recent book, Jefferson Davis, High Road to Emancipation Constitutional Government, available at kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. All right. We are going to be almost actually finishing up the news, surprisingly. Let's see here. Got to move everything around sometimes. All right. All right. Next bit of news comes from the Gainesville Volunteers Camp 373, and they are celebrating their camp's 28th anniversary. The event will be Saturday, July 8th at 12 p.m. in the Holland Room at Crosby Memorial Library in Picayune, Mississippi. Let me get this away for a second. You can see a bit. They have a couple of distinguished guests that will be there. The Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshiers, the Mississippi Division Commander, Dennis Brown, Mississippi Representative Stacy Wilkins, and Mayor of Picayune, Jim Luke. We want to recognize their camp officers. Of course, you see them right there, Camp Commander Daryl Ladner and their adjutant, Charlie Smith, and their editor and color sergeant, my aide-de-camp, Jack DuPont. We'll take that off, and I'm going to talk a bit more about this camp's event. Let me get my notes ready. It is a free celebration, so please come down and support this camp celebration. They have a menu for the event. I believe it's free. I might be wrong, but you do put free in here, capitalized, Jack. So I'm going to blame you if it's wrong. The menu is chicken, sausage, jambalaya, I swear I'm a good speaker if I don't follow a script. Green beans, green salad, bread pudding with vanilla ice cream, sweet tea, unsweetened tea, and lemonade. Refreshments for the anniversary cake cutting, sweet cake, and pineapple sherbet punch. Wow. That's going to be a great event. And of course, again, they have the National Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshiers, and the Mississippi Division Commander, Dennis Brown, in attendance as well. So make sure you go support that camp, all free. all free, jacked it up, pun not intended. And this is, of course, thanks to their wonderful OCR chapter as well, helping them out with the event. So, oh, your great aunt lives in Picayune. I'll get it out. Jason, well, tell her to show up. She'd be more than welcome. Yes, jambalaya. I want some jambalaya now. I'll have to deal with some seafood. I know, the suffering. All right. Greetings from Vietnam. Wow. Greetings yourself, sir. We reach new audiences every day. How about that? All right. Now, for our last bit of news, we're going to be talking about the 127th Mississippi Division reunion. Just gonna take that off. It didn't finish my thing. I cannot wait. I wish I could be there to see you, Jack, and of course see you, Commander in Chief Boshears. I sadly have a event that day for one of my friends, but I know the camp. I know it's going to be a great event. I hope that it goes out great. But going in and wrapping up our news tonight, we'll be talking about the 127th Mississippi Division reunion. Alabama also had their reunion this weekend. I don't think they had an election or anything, to my knowledge. So I hope y'all had a great event, though. Either way, I hope you got some business done for the soldier, and hope you had a great evening. The Mississippi Division did have elections this weekend, and we'll get into that in a smidge. But right now, we're going to go through some pictures. Of course, this event was held at the beautiful Beauvoir property. There's, of course, our host of the evening, 5th Brigade, at that time, Councilman Forrest S. Dawes. You were seeing me there without a tie because I had to take it off for a smidge of a minute and lost it, actually. Fun fact. Of course, this is us with Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, who is the guest speaker for our awards ceremony banquet. Thank you again, Mr. Ron, for coming to speak. It was great as always, sir. And of course, here's a picture that's made its rounds a couple times. Us with outgoing commander of the Mississippi Division, Connor Bond. This is me with Mr. Jim Huffman, who just won the biggest or the top award in the Mississippi Division, the S.D. Lee Lifetime Achievement Award. Wanted to give him a congratulations. Of course, this is me at the beginning of the awards ceremony. For those who don't know, I am the awards chairman for the Mississippi Division. This is my father. He won the Stonewall Jackson Teacher of the Year Award. Congratulations, Dad. Our historian-in-chief really did us all proud this past year, keeping the fight alive, really, in the classrooms, teaching real history. Of course, this is during the reunion, our division commander for the last time, George Connor Bond. This is me laughing at George Connor Bond. Me singing Dixie with a very surprised look on my face. The new Mississippi Division commander, Dennis Brown. These are all the new officers being sworn in. And of course, this is me and my father. Me, a beautiful view we have at Beauvoir, the Beauvoir stage we had for reunion. This is me doing my last duty as the going out Mississippi aide de camp to the Mississippi Division commander. I'm loading Connor's Mississippi Division commander flag for the last time. And then here's a picture that I'm sure you've seen as it's flooded social media. This is the whole Mississippi Division that came to the reunion outside of Beauvoir, the last home of Jefferson Davis, taking our group picture. Of course, you see a lot of camp flags in there, and you see the reunion flag in there held by my father, Second Lieutenant Mississippi Division Commander at the time, Dennis Brown, and of course, the Mississippi Division Commander, George Connor Bond at that time. and you can see me in there somewhere. Uh, it was a great reunion. We all had a great time. Um, and we got a lot of good business done. And I am looking forward to the future of the Mississippi Division. Um, I do want to take the time to talk about our new officers. The Division Commander Dennis Brown, new Mississippi Division Commander Dennis Brown, new First Lieutenant Division Commander Forrest S. Dawes. I know that guy. Second Lieutenant Commander Terry Arthur, winning his re-election as Division Adjutant Mike Moore. And I think that's all the division officers off the top of my head. And I won 5th Brigade Councilman. And I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I can't remember everybody. I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'll probably post that somewhere. It was, yeah, Division Adjutant was a real tough race this year for Mike. he had a lot of people wanting to be Division Adjutant. I love Mike. Without Mike, we would have lost all our money. Mike has done a great job as the Mississippi Division Adjutant. But we want to, again, congratulate everybody that won their offices. I cannot wait to work with you, and I cannot wait to see what the Mississippi Division does. And without a doubt, that's all our news, folks. I know I went through it a bit quicker than I normally do, but I hope that you all feel like I still treated all your – there's a fly in here – all your news with respect. If you don't, you can email us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. I'd be happy to always hear your complaints. But we, I do have a smidge of a time limit on me, more than normal. But I did get through all the news. No one was cut out, and I hope you all support these events and everything we talked about tonight. See here, making sure there's nothing left. One last time. I believe we are done. All right, so I'm going to ask everybody, if you are a camp or division that would like to talk about your project live here on Look Around the Confederation, you can email us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com, and you will be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation. Same principle. Send your news, your pictures, short videos, and write-ups to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. We'll also put you on the next episode of Look Around the Confederation. Make sure to tune in Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time as we have... One second. Oh, Carl, it's your episode. And with it being June 19th, I can't wait. Make sure you check out Friday Night's Life in the Dr. Freeman group. Make sure you check out Look Around Florida for live on Tuesdays, and any other of our spinoff episodes. Thank everybody for coming on tonight. Thank you all for letting me do this for you. Again, it is always an honor, and it even added to my vacation. So, again, I'll see you Monday, 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time for SCV Chats. Carl will be hosting, so Carl will come up with something good for us. Make sure, again, to share this episode out for us all. And remember to stay Southern, my friends. Good night, everybody.